What's going on, everyone? Today is Thursday, October 15th, and I just wanted to give you all a little update and talk a little bit about how my medications are going. A long time ago, someone on Tumblr had asked me to do a video for you guys about how my Zoloft and Remeron were going and how I deal with my anxiety. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that because it's a little bit about my update as well. My birthday just happened. That was on Sunday. It's October 11th. So I am now 28 years old. I have been on testosterone for 2 years and 3 months. Just shy of 2 years and 3 months. It'll be 2 years and 3 months on the 22nd. So almost there. And I am almost 10 months post-op for my top surgery. I'm not going to show you guys my chest because it's not what this video is about, but nothing has changed since my last video, which I thought didn't post, because I was having issues posting it, and then I did see that it did post, so I'm glad that it did, because I was a little bit worried there that I had told some people that I was posting that video, and then it wasn't working, and I just didn't get around to it. So update. Generally with life, I am working right now. I am not in school this semester. I wasn't able to get my stuff transferred up here to Wisconsin fast enough to start for this semester, so I'm just working. And I will be doing school next semester for culinary management here in Wisconsin, and then probably the semester after that I will also be here, but then I want to finish out a bachelor's in restaurant management at a school that I found that's in Philadelphia. So if I get into that school and everything, it's looking like for spring 2017, I'll be going to Philadelphia, which is pretty exciting because I haven't lived on the East Coast yet. I shouldn't really say that. I mean, I was born in Ohio, which most of the country considers the East Coast, but it's not really the East Coast. I don't think that it's the East Coast, but it's close. But I also left Ohio when I was 4. So the furthest east I have been is here, probably. I was in Texas, but I was in the center of Texas, which is pretty much just straight down from here. So, by very little difference, one is either further east than the other. But whatever. Either way, I've spent most of my time on the west, as most of you guys have noticed or known that if you've been following me since I started making these videos a little over 2 years ago. Actually like 2.5 years ago. No, that's crazy to think about. A lot has changed. But yeah, I've spent most of my time on the west side of the country, so I'm pretty excited to get to explore the east side a bit. Most of the time that I've spent on the east side coast has been down in like Florida. But other than that, I've been to all the states on the East Coast. When I was little, for the most part, I mean, I remember all of them. I was old enough to remember. I just wasn't old enough to really get to experience those places as I would as an adult. So I think Philadelphia would be a good spot because it is kind of central to a lot of things. It's close to New York City, it's close to Washington, D.C., a lot of places that I would love to check out the food culture more, but I don't particularly want to live in those places. They're a little bit more congested than I just personally like. I'm a city person for sure, but I have my limits. And Philadelphia is rather affordable, turns out. It's cheaper to live in Philadelphia than it is to live in Chicago, so I can afford to live there, and that makes it appealing as well. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I've been able to make long-term goals, and being back home has put me in a position where I actually can make those goals. And it's not even that long term, but honestly, I couldn't even make goals for like the next fucking day for a long time. It's just, I've always just been that way. I mean, I don't make plans for anything. But since owning my own restaurant is something that I really would like to pursue, I think getting as much of the business classes that I can to help me out in that direction would be helpful. And I'm really not that far away from having a bachelor's in culinary stuff anyway, so it won't take me too long to get that knocked out. What else? Okay, yeah, so this has already gotten very long. It's just like a little update, but the reason I hadn't made the video for my anxiety and my medications yet was because for a while I actually wasn't on my medications. I had only had the Zoloft for a while, and I wasn't on the mirtazapine, and then I wasn't on either of them for several months when I was in Phoenix. Actually, pretty much the entire time I was in Phoenix, I wasn't on my medications, which probably contributed to my difficulty in Phoenix. Because once my anxiety's just whatever, then and it's uncontrollable, then I have a hard time. So I think that definitely contributed to that. But being back here, I'm back on health insurance and seeing doctors regularly, and I do have a therapist now, because someone asked me how I cope with my anxiety, and I don't really have advice to give people with that, because I've honestly been absolutely terrible with coping with my anxiety. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in the position that I am in, and I wouldn't probably be on the medications that I'm on. I couldn't cope with things, so I self-medicated with other drugs instead. Um, so basically, I've just been medicated the entire time, and that's how I have dealt with my anxiety. This is a thing that I talked to my new therapist about. I want to explore ways to help control my anxiety and coping mechanisms that I could try out and use and see if they work for me, because I honestly don't know myself. So I would love to learn those things and relay them back to you guys, so I definitely plan on doing that. So since I'm going to be seeing her regularly, I want to give you guys regular updates about what her and I talk about when it comes to my anxiety, because that's the main thing that I am seeking out for therapy. I don't really need therapy for my trans issues. That actually relieved a lot of anxiety. I just want somebody to talk to that's unbiased, because they don't know much about me. Although, well, no, she actually probably already knows pretty much a lot about me, because we talked about a lot in my first session with her. But and then I do have a psychiatrist who is controlling my medications. I'm not going to have to see him as often, since that's mostly just going to be, are your medications doing okay? Okay, so that being said, my medications. I am back on Zoloft, and I am back on the Remeron. They reduced my milligrammage of Remeron from 30 milligrams to 15 milligrams. So when I was prescribed the Remeron, I was prescribed it at 30 milligrams, and there's a component in it that's supposed to help you eat, and it's also supposed to help you sleep. Well, this psychiatrist told me, because so who prescribed it to me wasn't a psychiatrist, it was just my primary care doctor in Vegas, so I don't think that it's his fault. I just don't think he understands the medication as well as a psychiatrist does. So my psychiatrist told me that in actually lower doses, it's better for the sleep, and at higher doses, it could actually cause the opposite and keep you awake. So I think that that was an issue because after a little bit, it just stopped working, and I think that that was probably why, because I was on too high of a dose. So he put me on 15 milligrams, and it's been like 2 weeks now. So far, that's been working pretty well. And then the Zoloft, I got put back on. My primary care doctor, my new primary care doctor, prescribed me the Zoloft, and I actually got started on 50 milligrams, which is what I was taking previously. And then I took that for 2 weeks, and then upped it to 100 milligrams. So I'm currently on the 100 milligrams of Zoloft, and I've been back on the Zoloft now for almost a month because I was having kind of a little freak out moment, and I shouldn't have any anxiety issues up here because there's nothing that stresses me out up here, but I couldn't control it, and I wasn't on my medications, so I called my primary care doctor and talked to her, and she's got me the Zoloft, and my psychiatrist decided to just keep it at the 100 milligrams, and I'll see him in a couple of weeks to talk to him about how they're working. But so far they seem to be doing good. I'm actually getting up and doing stuff and not just laying in bed all day until I'm going to work. And I can sleep. I'm falling asleep and staying asleep. I still wake up really early. Like I wake up every day, like right around like 4 a.m. But I'm going to bed at like between like 10 and 11. It's 11 right now, so I'm literally gonna do this, post it, and go to sleep. But I still kind of wake up at like 4 a.m. But what's nice is I'm not waking up every hour, hour and a half like I typically do, and that's what usually was worrying on me. So it's nice I can usually fall back asleep as well at that time. So I just like wake up, and it's probably because I have to go to the bathroom. So usually I just go to the bathroom and then I come back and I pass right back out. So being able to sleep and all that has definitely helped. I'm also got dental insurance, so I've been going to the dentist. Yay! I need a bunch of crowns because a bunch of stuff that I've had since I was a little kid, like a bunch of silver caps that I still have. Um, um, sorry. Um, a lot of the old stuff that I had done when I was a kid is just starting to fail now. So we're slowly working on getting all of that done, but it's like $10,000 worth of work. So we're slowly chipping away at that, and I have to wait on some stuff until my insurance will pay for it. So it'll take like a year, which is fine because I'm planning on staying here for at least another year, a little bit longer, obviously, since it's only October. I think that that is about it. I will give you guys updates about the coping mechanisms for anxiety that my doctor talks with me about, and I'll let you know how my medications are going then as well. But so far, so good, and I think the new dosage is better. I think having the higher Zoloft and the lower mirtazapine is working a lot better. But at the same time, it could also just be my situation that I'm in that is helping make that better. So, yeah, that's about it, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great night.